back to Israel, considered a bastion of the Zionist left and a second home to musicians, journalists, and politicians alike, Cafe Tamar is set to close its doors after 74 years. i24 News reporter Swibel sat down with some of the locals at the legendary meeting place.
An end of an era in Tel Aviv draws near, as one of the oldest cafes in the city prepares to close its doors for the last time. Cafe Tamar on Shankin Street in the center of Tel Aviv welcomed its first customers in 1941. In 1956, Abraham Stern and his wife Sarah made it their own. The couple met while serving the British Army in the sands of Egypt. Soon enough, reporters from the nearby left-wing Davar newspaper started frequenting the shop, which spawned an influx of local bohemians, artists, poets, and intellectuals who would refuse to go home, even after hours of intense discussions and arguments.
This place will be remembered as the last refuge in Tel Aviv, an island in a city which has no roots whatsoever, a city in which every cafe and every shop changes character after 2 or 3 years.
Cafe Tamar traditionally served as a meeting point for Tel Aviv's Zionist left, a waning political ideology. Old caricatures and newspaper clippings still fill the walls of the place. One prominent frequent visitor was assassinated Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin.
It's a piece of history, of Tel Aviv history, maybe Israeli history. Basically, you can shout, you can scream, you can argue, you can be polite, and no one would pay any attention to it.
Sarah Stern's family made the decision to shut down the establishment because of her old age. Her granddaughter, now a member of the Israeli parliament of the Knesset, has little time to keep up the tradition. All parties agreed that without Sarah, the spirit of Tamar would be lost.
Sarah is a typical Russian peasant, for the good and for the bad. Not more than this and not less than this. What you see is what you get. Extremely vulgar, but that's exactly her charm. She's cursing her clients like nobody else would dare to curse somebody. She hates them all and loves them all. And she inspires this place.
Gideon Levy, widely considered an extreme leftist, wrote in an article that Tamar, one of the last places whose regulars even said something to each other about the state and society's situation, rather than only about their private situation, is taking its last breath. Of concern is that the spirit of creative, impassioned talk within the cafe will die with it, along with the last remains of Israel's once dominant mainstream Zionist left.